Hello students, welcome to Siddhapur Mathematics Academy. So we are doing the chapter straight lines in analytical geometry, straight lines, and we started with the exercise 10.1. In that now I will start with the next question, that is the second question. See, analytical geometry is very interesting. Why? Because the question itself gives you the hint. If you read the question slowly and thoroughly. See here, the base of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral means what? All the three sides are equal. Samabahu trikona. Base means pada. The base of an equilateral triangle with side 2a. All the three sides. Samabahu trikona. All the three sides are equal to 2a. Lies along the y-axis. The base is along y-axis. This is y-axis. This is x-axis. And it is given that the base is on y-axis. And such that the midpoint of the base is at origin. Its midpoint is Madhya Bindu, origin. This is B, this is C. And midpoint means the side is 2a. It divides the line into exactly 2 points. 2 parts. This is A, this is A. So, find the vertices of an equilateral triangle. If this is a base and this is a midpoint, obviously the figure will come like this. This is A. Either you can get in left side or you can get it in left side or right side. This is A dash. Now this is A, this is A, this is 2A because it is an equilateral triangle with each side 2A. We have to find the vertex A. Whatever A we are getting, we have to find. This what is B then tell me? The point is 0, A because this distance is A and it is on y-axis. This is 0, minus A. Next we have to find A and A dash. Whatever is A, depending on the quadrant, just write on A dash. Understood? This is the figure. Write on. Let A, B, C be the given equilateral triangle. Given equilateral triangle with side 2a. According to given problem. Accordingly, AB is equal to BC is equal to CA is equal to 2A. It is given all the three sides are equal. And it is given the base BC lies along y-axis. The base BC lies on y-axis and its midpoint is the origin. Since base BC lies along y-axis and origin is the midpoint of this. Origin is the midpoint of BC. That means it divides the line into two equal parts. BO is equal to OC is equal to A, where O is the origin. Where O is the origin. Then here now it is clear that the vertex A lies on x-axis and the coordinates of B and C are. Therefore, coordinates of B, that is 0, A. It is on y-axis and this distance is A. And C is 0, minus A. It is below the x-axis. Next. If it is base is on y-axis and origin is the midpoint, means it is understood that the third vertex lies on x-axis. And the third vertex A lies on x-axis. I explain the concept. Vertex A vertex A lies on x-axis. Now, see, this is the 90 degree because this is x-axis and this is y-axis. You know A and you know this. You know OB, AB, but don't know OA. See, by Pythagoras theorem, by applying, because it is a right angle triangle, as I explained in the figure, by applying Pythagoras theorem, to the triangle AOB, AB square is equal to BO square plus AO square. AB square is 2A. 2A whole square is equal to BO square is A square plus this we don't know. This is 4A square minus A square is AO square. 3A square is equal to AO square. AO is equal to plus or minus root 3 into A. Why I am writing plus or minus? On this side it is a positive, on this side it is a negative. The meaning is this distance is root 3 into A. Therefore, coordinates of A, it is on x-axis, root 3A comma 0 and A dash is minus root 3A comma 0. Therefore, the vertices are A root 3A comma 0, B 0 comma A, C 0 comma minus A. So, they are asking the vertices of an equilateral triangle. Understood? Now, moving to the third example. See, read the third question. A line through the points, these 2 points, a line passing through these points is perpendicular to the line passing through these 2 points. That means, for rough figure, this is minus 2, 6 and 4, 8. This is one line and another line is passing through these 2 points. How they are? They are perpendicular to each other. It is 8, 12 and x, 24. See, these two are perpendicular to each other. If you take the slope of this line as m1 and slope of this line as m2, if the lines are perpendicular means the product of their slopes is minus 1. Here, slope of line joining minus 2, 6 and 4, 8. So take as a x1, y1 and x2, y2. This is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Is m1 is equal to, first I will write the formula, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. 8 minus 6 upon 4 minus of minus 2. 2 upon 4 plus 2, that is 2 upon 6 is nothing but 1 by 3. Next, slope of line joining 8, 12 and x, 24 is m2 is equal to, again this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2. y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. 24 minus 12 upon x minus 8. That is 12 upon x minus 8. What is the given condition? The given condition, the two lines are perpendicular. And the condition is product of their slopes is minus 1. Since two lines are perpendicular, therefore m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. 1 by 3 into 12 upon x minus 8 is equal to minus 1. Now if any cancellation, go for that cancellation. Cross multiply. 4 is equal to, if you multiply with minus 1, minus x plus 8. Just I rearrange that. I took minus 8 on that side. X is equal to 8 minus x is equal to 8 minus 4. So x is equal to 4. As I told you, to understand the problem, if you understand the problem, half of the solution comes there only. Moving to the next example, that is fourth one. Moving to the next question, that is the third question. Read the question. Find the distance between Px1, y1 and Qx2, y2 when PQ is parallel to x-axis. So just I will give the rough figure. Suppose this is PQ. If it is parallel to x-axis, see 1, 2, 3. If you take a line, see it lies on this line, means its y coordinate is same or what? If you take Px1, y1 and Qx2, y2. If it is parallel to x-axis, means here its y value throughout this y value is same, only x is different. So here, if I give the number 2, 3 and 1, 3, where it comes? This is 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. First one I will mark 1, 3. Second one 2, 3. See, if you join, is it parallel to x-axis or what? What you are observing, their y values are same. That means if PQ is parallel to x-axis, then you are getting the coordinates. How you get the coordinates? Then the coordinates of P. P is x1, y1. Q is x2, y1. Understood? Here I explain with the help of example. If it is parallel to x-axis, y coordinates are same. If it is parallel to y-axis or perpendicular to x-axis, their x coordinates are same. And distance by distance formula. And by distance formula, they are asking PQ is parallel to x-axis, find the distance. PQ is equal to root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y, both are same, it is 0. What is remaining? x1 minus x2 whole square or x1 minus x2. Square root and square get cancels. Or you can write like this, mod of x1 minus x2 or under modulus to avoid the negative sign. Modulus of x2 minus x1. Understood? So with the help of this concept, can you say that if it is PQ is parallel to x-axis, means their y coordinate are same. If it is parallel to y-axis, means x coordinates are same. So if PQ, at that time the figure comes like this. This is P, this is Q, x1, y1, x2, y2. I will explain with the help of example also. Here if you mark 1, 5 and 1, 1 or 1, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3 comes here, 1, 5 comes here. See, it is parallel to y-axis. If you continue, perpendicular to x-axis. At that time, x coordinates are same. PQ is perpendicular to x-axis. Then the coordinates are, first write down, perpendicular to x-axis. That means their x coordinates are same. That's why I explain with the help of example. Just calculate this distance. PQ is equal to root of x1 minus x1 whole square, y1 minus y2 whole square. Any of this becomes 0. x1 they get cancelled. It is y1 minus y2. Or we are writing modulus of y1 minus y2 or y2 minus y1. This is how we are solving. Moving to the next question, that is the fourth one. Moving to the next example, find a point on the x-axis. See, if I give mark a point 2, 0, 3, 0, minus 1, 0, 5, 0, how you will mark? See, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. If you mark 2, 0 comes here, 3, 0 comes here, minus 1, 0, 5, 0. That means what you are observing, all the y values are 0. That means in general, how you write? In general, we will write x, 0. See, any point on x-axis is x, 0. A x, 0. Which is equidistant. It is given that this point is equidistant. That means the distance from the remaining 2 points is equal. Which is equidistant from 7, 6 and 3, 4. P 7, 6, Q 3, 4. That is PA is equal to PQ. By distance formula, root of, take this as x1, y1, this is x2, y2. X minus 7 whole square plus 0 minus 6 whole square is equal to x minus 3 whole square plus 0 minus 4 whole square. Squaring on both the sides. Squaring on both the sides. The square root get cancels. X minus 7 whole square plus 36 is equal to x minus 3 whole square plus 16. This is x square plus 49, a square plus b square minus ab plus 36 is equal to x square plus 9 minus 6x plus 16 is equal to 0. Write down all the terms on left side. In analytical geometry, read the question slowly, then solve. Then you will get the solutions, because half of the solution is the problem itself. X square plus 49 minus 14x plus 36 minus x square minus 9 plus 6x minus 16 is equal to 0. Plus x square minus x square get cancels. Minus 46 plus 6x is minus 8x. And this is 36, 49 plus 36 minus 9 minus 16. This is plus 60 is equal to 0. Implies 8x is equal to 60. X is equal to 60 upon 8. See, 4 2s are 8, 4 1s are 4 5s are. X is equal to 15 upon 2. This is the value. And the question is find the value of x. So this is the answer. Moving to the next question. So you got x is equal to 15 by 2 and the question is find the point on x-axis. Therefore, the point on x-axis is 15 by 2 comma 0 because x we got 15 by 2. Moving to the next question, that is the fifth one. Find the slope of the line which passes through the origin, and the midpoint of the line segment joining the points P 0, -4 and Q 8, 0. That means we have to find the slope which is passing through origin. One point is origin and another point is midpoint of these two. Midpoint of 0, -4 and 8, 0. Suppose this is the midpoint. We have to find the slope of these two. Read the question. We have to find the slope of the line which is passing through the origin and the midpoint of the line segment joining these 2 points. So first find midpoint of PQ, where P 0, -4, Q 8, 0. This I am taking x1, y1, this I am taking x2, y2. What is the midpoint formula? Is x1 plus x2 upon 2, y1 plus y2 upon 2. That is 0 plus 8 upon 2 minus 4 plus 0 upon 2. 8 upon 2 is what? 8 upon 2 is 4. And this is -2. Now we have to find the slope of origin and A. A is 4, -2. We have to find the slope of these 2 points. Therefore, slope of the line joining origin, that is 0, 0 and 4, -2. Which formula? Slope M is equal to y2 minus, if you know 2 points, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 minus 2 upon 4, that is -1 by 2. This is the slope of the line passing through the origin and midpoint of these 2 points. Moving to the next question, that is question number 6. See the 6th question. Without using the Pythagoras theorem, show that the points are the vertices of right angle triangle. Let us call these points as A, B, C. Let A 4, 4, B 3, 5, C -1, 1. Calculate the slope one by one. First I am calculating slope of AB. See, I am using the formula y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. That is 5 minus 4 upon 3 minus 4. 1 upon -1, that is -1. Slope of BC. -1 minus 5 upon -1 minus 3. -6 upon -4 is 3 by 2. Next, slope of AC. -1 -4 upon -1 -4 -5 upon -5, that is 1. So from the above, we observe that slope of AB into slope of AC, that is -1 into 1 is equal to -1. Product of the two lines, product of the two slopes is -1 means, so A is repeated. If you take this as a AB and this as a AC, they are perpendicular to each other, join this. Now this is a right angle triangle with right angled at A. Therefore, the given triangle is right angled triangle. Understood? Because if the multiplication of two lines, product of the slopes is -1, then the lines are perpendicular. If the lines are perpendicular means it is a right angled triangle. The given triangle is right angled at A. I marked in the figure. Thus, the points A4, 4, B 3, 5 and C -1, -1 are the vertices of right angled triangle. Right angled triangle. Yes, moving to the next question, that is the 7th one. See the next question. Find the slope of the line which makes an angle of 30 degree with the positive direction of y-axis measured anti-clockwise. See, it makes an angle 30 degree with y-axis. This is 30 degree with y-axis, but from here to here it is how much? From here to here it is 90 degree. That means total it is how much? Total it is 90 plus 30, that is 120 degree. Understood? Like this we have to solve. If this is a basic concept. If a line makes an angle of 30 degree with the positive direction of the y-axis measured anti-clockwise. Then the angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis measured in anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise is 30 plus 90. Already I explained in the figure. It is 110, 20 degree. Therefore, slope of the given line is, because when you are calculating the slope, you have to measure that angle with x-axis. Tan theta is equal to tan 120 degree. and split this with the help of allied angle. 90 plus 30 or 180 minus 60. It comes in second quadrant. In second quadrant, tan is negative. Minus tan 60 degree. That is nothing but minus root 3. This is how we are solving. So total there are 14 questions. Here I explained 7. In the next class I will explain the remaining 7 questions.